Namaste. In my experience, I have observed that many people start practicing yoga and after some time of practice, they stop the practice. They are not able to sustain their practice for long durations. Therefore, the subject of today's video is how to consistently practice yoga. Yoga is not for a month or 2 or 3 or a few years. It is a practice for a lifetime. So today's video, I'm trying to explain how we can practice yoga for a lifetime. When this question came into my mind, why people are not able to sustain that practice, and at the same time why other people are able to continue their practice for long periods, I started observing these people. Some people are practicing for many years continuously, whereas another set of people, they are not able to sustain their practice. They stop after a few weeks, after a few months, or after a few years. Whereas another set of people, they are practicing for several years continuously. There were some qualities or aspects in those students who were able to continuously practice, which were missing in the other set of people. So I'll talk to you about those qualities which are required in you if you want to sustain your yoga practice for a lifetime. I could classify these qualities into 2 different buckets. I'll talk about the first bucket. Most of the people who have been practicing yoga for quite long, they had a learning mind in them. Which means, yes, they were practicing regularly in the class or at their home individually, but they always had a mind or a thirst to learn something new. For example, I had a student who wanted to learn Shirshasana. There was another student who wanted to learn Navli Kriya. There was another student who wanted to learn Vrishchikasana. So these are all techniques in yoga. So their mind was not just in practicing. They were practicing, but they had a thirst to learn something new. So what you must do is, imagine you are practicing certain asanas or pranayama or kriyas. Choose one asana or one pranayama or one kriya or one yogic technique which you want to learn, and practice that every class. Every day when you practice it, you will start learning that asana or pranayama. Now once that practice is learned, pick up another one. So if this thirst for learning one new practice is there in your mind, you will not stop practicing. So imagine you have decided that you want to learn Chakrasana. So you will be looking forward to that class or your self practice because you want to learn that asana Chakrasana. So you will not miss that class or miss your own practice because there is something that you want to learn that day. If that thirst is not there in you, you will not feel like practicing. There are many obstacles for yoga. For example, laziness, indiscipline, carelessness, all these are obstacles of yoga. When you are in the learning mode, all these obstacles will disappear. Now what should you learn in a practice? Learn the steps of that practice, let it be an asana or pranayama or a kriya. Learn the breathing techniques involved in that practice. Learn the proper drishti, proper mudra, proper alignments. All these finer aspects of that yogic practice should be learned by you. Do not look for immediate results of your practice. Don't practice just for sweating, just for getting weight loss, just for getting out of a particular illness that you have. So these are all temporary achievements. That should not be where your mind should be on. Your mind should be on learning, which is a long-term vision. As long as you are not having that thirst to learn, you will not be able to practice for long. So keep this in mind, keep learning, then you will not stop practicing. The second quality that I observed in these people, the set of people who are practicing for quite long, is they keep talking about yoga to others. Be it their children, their friends, their parents, their neighbors, be it anyone. They keep talking to their friends, their relatives, children, parents about what they are practicing in yoga. And that's exactly which is keeping their drive to practice on. They are actually teaching their experiences to others. I've seen some of these set of people, they brought their children to the class. They motivated their own parents to practice yoga. They have motivated their neighbors to practice yoga. They have been explaining what they are doing in yoga class to their friends. So they are in a way actually imparting their own knowledge to their friends or relatives. There are some qualities in you which other people are not able to practice. There are some people who are able to breathe very well, new students, which students who have been practicing for many months are not able to do. I could find some new students who are able to move very, very gracefully like a music when they are practicing yoga. That rhythm of movement in some students, other people are not able to get. So therefore, there are many things that you can teach me. There are many things that you can teach to your friends. So impart your knowledge to others. When you impart your knowledge to others, you will feel like acquiring more knowledge. When you acquire more knowledge, you will start learning again. Start talking to your friends, start talking to your relatives, your children, your peers about yoga practices. Tell them what you learned and enlighten them with what you can do good. Because when you start talking about your knowledge to others, you will start acquiring knowledge. And when you start acquiring knowledge, you will become more and more knowledgeable about yoga. And you will talk to others more and more. And this circle will continue. You will start talking about your experiences, you will start learning more, again teach, again learn, again teach, again learn. And this circle has to come into your daily life. And if this comes into your daily life, you will not stop practicing. So you learn, you teach, you learn, you teach, and in between, without your knowledge, you will keep practicing. So keep learning, keep teaching, keep practicing. Namaste.